Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Photographers Gallery. Before I hand over to Brett Rogers and welcome her to the stage, I just want to remind everyone that we are live streaming this event, so please put your phones on silent. Thank you very much. Brett.
Good evening, everybody. Never have I been more excited to welcome you all to the announcement of the Deutsche Börse Photography Foundation Prize than I am tonight. It's so wonderful to have, after this long period of insufferably long separation, to have so many of you with us in the room. But more importantly, and just as importantly, we are, of course, many people are joining us live streamed from across the world. We are very fortunate, of course, that we have got 2 of the 4 artists with us tonight, and I'd like to welcome Poulomi Basu and Zineb Sedira, who are both here. But unfortunately, due to COVID and travel regulations, we were unable to have 2 of the other nominees with us here in the gallery tonight. So we're going to send them a virtual wave and hug. There's Chao Fei on the left, joining us from Beijing, where I think, Chao Fei, it's 3 a.m. in the morning, isn't it? And we feel very sorry for you having to participate in all this celebration at this time of the morning. And Alejandro, it's in the morning for you in Mexico, isn't it? But of course, we know that you are going to be following the ceremony with us tonight, and that you might now go off screen for a little while and rejoin us when Deutsche makes the announcement of the winner, because we're going to have a few speeches in the meantime. I would like to just extend a very warm welcome to all of you, all of our distinguished guests, our sponsors, patrons, supporters and trustees, our award presenter, Deutsche, the British broadcaster, journalist and filmmaker, and of course the 4 artists for whom tonight is such a special occasion. 2021 represents a double anniversary for the gallery, with the gallery itself celebrating its 50th anniversary and the prize celebrating its 25th. When it was set up by my predecessor in 1996, Paul Womble, its aims were to celebrate the best in photographic practice and to generate debate about the medium's place in contemporary art and society. Whilst the parameters of the prize have responded to the very changing nature of the medium over the past 25 years, its essential aim to take the temperature of the many different directions and positions in which photography is going at any one particular time has remained very much at its core. Which brings me to the most important people in the physical and virtual room here tonight, the 4 artists. The 4 artists, of course, their work has shaped the way we understand the complexities of the world in the 21st century, whether that be Poulomi Basu's work Centralia, her book, which weaves multi-layered narratives to expose the marginalisation of women and indigenous communities against the background of a mostly unseen guerrilla war being fought in central India. Alejandro Cartagena, who's been nominated for his book, A Small Guide to Home Ownership, which explores the urban and social devastation wreaked upon the environment around North Mexico and on individuals who sign up to the dream of home ownership. Chao Fei, whose exhibition Blueprints at the Serpentine Gallery comprises work drawn from the past 2 decades of her career across film, photography and VR that explore the impact of technology, both as a source of alienation, but also the thing that binds us all together in a vision which is neither bleak nor optimistic, but is ultimately very humane. Zineb Sedira, who has been nominated for her exhibition, A Brief Moment, at the Jeux de Paume, Paris. Zineb's practice, which spans film, photography and installation, combines the personal and the political and draws on her own family history to form a compelling narrative around identity and belonging. Each of these artists make us look at these issues in fresh and revealing ways, demonstrating the unique power of photography to reveal new understandings of the world. I would like tonight to thank our distinguished jury, who faced the demanding task today, deciding on the winner for 2021. The independent curator and writer Simon Namji, the artist Christina de Medel, the curator of photography from the Moderna Musette, Anna Telgren, and the director of the Deutsche Börse Photography Foundation, Anne-Marie Beckmann. I would also like to thank this year's curator, Anna Danneman, who faced more than her usual share of challenges, having to deal with issues related to COVID, and was unable to travel to Frankfurt to install the exhibition there as part of the Ray Festival. We are even more grateful, given the hot weather, for the fact that we have been able to indulge more than our fair share, since there are a few of you here in the room, of champagne and beer, thanks to our sponsors Paul Roger and Duval. So do enjoy. Finally, of course, the prize would not be possible without the generous ongoing support of our sponsor Deutsche Börse, whose commitment has enabled the prize to grow to prominence over the past 16 years. I would particularly like to thank Anne-Marie Beckmann and her team, and the Stefan Leithner, who is an executive member of the Council of DB and also the chair of the Deutsche Börse Photography Foundation, who I will now ask to say a few words on behalf of Deutsche Börse.
Brett, let me thank you very much for your remarks. Obviously, up front, let me congratulate you to the 50 years of the photography gallery. This is not only the series of exhibitions, but truly sort of the acceptance and the wide knowledge about the medium of photography is really driven by the work that you and the gallery have been doing over such a long period. Now, I would really want to open by saying truly, for me, photographic art is back with the evening today, after the crisis. And the reason why I say that is we have had the privilege this year, different from earlier years, of having all 4 of the artists already represented in a little show in our offices back in Frankfurt and Eschborn. So I've been a number of times down on the first level where there's a fantastic little exhibition, and I've really indulged in each of the artists. But it's so different from today being in the rooms here and really seeing the interaction for all of you that joined us tonight with these artists and the pieces that are on exhibition here and the installations that we can see. So doing it together, really experiencing the reaction to art, I think makes all the difference. That's why doing tonight in person and having some of the artists join by video, but still all of us being able to get direct exposure is so exciting to me. You have already mentioned it's 25 years for the prize. That's a fantastic period. And with 108 shortlisted artists, I think the prize really stands for the breadth that, again, the medium of photography can represent. And the fact that it has no thematic or other constraints really has allowed to show that full breadth of artists. And it's not only the winners, but it's equally the shortlisted that have been instrumental in shaping the image, at least that we at Deutsche Börse have continued to hold of photography. So without much further ado, let me also reiterate how proud we are to be the sponsor. Since 2005 and since 2015, the prize carries the name of Deutsche Börse, and it truly is down to Amy Beckmann, who has done an outstanding job in growing our foundation, the collection that we have, which obviously includes many of the nominees and the prize award carriers of the past. Not concluding without thanking you, Amy, to you. Not concluding without Brett thanking you and Mrs. Danneman again. A fantastic show here today in the gallery. It's very impressive to see how you have put it together. And I don't want to hold you much longer. I would like to hand over to Bidisha to really do what is the most important task tonight. Over to you.
Been told to completely ignore everyone in the room and the finalists and just shoot this straight down the lens of that camera so that people who are watching the live stream and watching this later can follow it. Hello everyone and welcome to this evening's prize announcement brought to you by the Deutsche Börse Photography Foundation and the Photographers Gallery. Congratulations to the 4 nominated artists, Chao Fei and Alejandro Cartagena, who join us online, and Poulomi, Basu and Zineb, Sedira, who are present in person. Thank you also to the judges of the 2021 prize. This year's selection is an inspiring and unapologetic manifesto demonstrating how brilliant the view can be when you raise your head, break out of your own little bubble or your artistic discipline, and take a broad view of the world. I'm not just talking about capital I issues, activism and subject matter, but also about aesthetic values, beauty, artistic craft and presentational excellence. This year's nominated artists work with heart, mind, eye and soul. They combine style with substance, aesthetics with urgency. They are representative international artists of the 21st century, and in all cases, their lens-based work, their films and their stills are a part and not just the totality of their artistic practice. Taken together, the shortlist emphasizes originality, resistance, community, the need to reject insularity and dissolve boundaries, not just national or cultural or social boundaries, but artistic ones too. Film, photography, reportage, performance, images, text, fiction and non-fiction, art and activism, all of these elements combined together in the work of these 4 finalists. Just to revisit the 4 nominated projects, Poulomi Basu is nominated for Centralia, her book focusing on the conflict between indigenous people and the state in rural central India. It's shot through with nocturnal, mythic, and naturalistic elements, where traditional painterly landscape imagery competes with cinematic stills and fake news. Alejandro Cartagena is nominated for his book, A Small Guide to Home Ownership, which bursts with contradictions, untold stories, and dark humor, in which the promise of an urbanizing northern Mexico gives rise to rows of pastel house fronts and isolated families lured by advertising images of the ideal community emerging in a gentrified landscape. Chow Fei is nominated for her exhibition Blueprints, which you may have caught at the Serpentine Gallery. It's an exquisite cinema-scale retrospective in which the space race, technological advancements, virtual reality, and turbo-speed urbanization still haven't solved the problems of isolation, loneliness, and human longing. And Zineb Sedira is nominated for her exhibition A Brief Moment, an immersive experience in which archives of history, identity, collection, and exhibition are opened up, reassembled, and made to live and breathe again, telling the story of the personal and the political, revolution and counterculture. Congratulations to all 4 finalists. Without further ado, without further ado, the mystery black envelope. I didn't know it was there the whole time. I could have just got on and opened it up. The winner of the 2021 Deutsche Börse Photography Foundation Prize is Chow Fei.
Wow.
Congratulations to Chow Fei. She would now say a few words.
Thank you to give me this wonderful recognition. I'm feeling like I'm dreaming because it's in the midnight in Beijing. I sleep in 12 o'clock. I set my alarm in 2. So when I listen my name, I just feeling I'm in the dream. And it's a beautiful night. I am so happy to join this ceremony. And thank you, Deutsche Börse Photography Foundation Prize, and all the juries, the Photography Gallery London, and also the Serpentine Gallery, the curator of the Blueprint show, and Anna, who coordinated the whole show, this photography show, and all the staff working on this exhibition. And also congratulations to all the nominated artists, finalist artists. And I think everyone's work is so outstanding and so special because in this difficult time, I think this exhibition, this art award was so important and brought me so many reflections. My word Nova, I think, is in my creation is so important in my creation life. I working on this in 5 to 6 years in the past, and now it's become a more complex and rich universal itself. I'm always working in China, deal with all these subjects based on past, present, and future. The projects about progress, sacrifice, and love. I hope everyone enjoy the show, enjoy the work, and thank you everyone spending this beautiful night with me, and enjoy. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Chao Fei, for that beautiful speech. I know nobody in the room knew the winner, and so it has come as a big surprise. But congratulations also to the other nominees whose work is equally strong and who we know our audiences have enjoyed so much. They've spent so much time with this exhibition. And to Anna Denham, again, for working so closely with you to deliver such a magnificent show. So this brings to the close the evening's procedures, and I want to say goodbye and thank you to everybody who joined us digitally online. I hope you have, wherever you are, in China or in London, have a nice rest of the evening. And for those of you who are fortunate enough to be staying here, there's plenty of alcohol and there's plenty of food. So please go and find it. It's everywhere in the gallery. So enjoy.